Hello and welcome to another art video. My name is Nikki and today we're doing another portrait. So today's portrait is another moody character. So this is one of the ones that I had a lot of trouble with. I couldn't tell you why. I mean, I could have a guess. I kind of think like it's because of the colors of the reference are kind of desaturated and the colors on her skin are kind of all over the place to me. It's not that easy to figure out. At least for me, it wasn't. Figuring out her face was a struggle. I changed it so many times. I actually got my friends in chat to help me look at it and see, okay, what do you think I need to change? I think I eventually brought the image into Paint Tool SAI and compared it directly, and that was helpful to kind of get an idea of what I needed to fix. I got as close as I possibly could to the reference, and I think in the end it was pretty good. Some things are still off, but I was happy with it. So while I really love this portrait, this reference, I was so terrified by the hair because it's curly hair, and for me, I struggle with getting curly hair right. You know, getting the lights and darks to read as curly hair. There's another piece that I do coming up that I was really happy how it came out, but this one I was so happy that the hair was not super detailed in the reference. It kind of was washed out. Well, not really washed out. The contrast in the hair wasn't really there. There wasn't really any contrast, so you didn't really have to render the hair much. I mean, I think there was a few spots of highlights of the hair, but I ignored it completely. When I get to the painting, you'll see. As usual, I simplified the shirt. I just gave it one basic color and some shading. I didn't really do, I think it was plaid. I'm not sure if that's what the original pattern of the shirt was. But as I said before, my focus is really trying to get likeness and render the face well. That's really my focus. And then I'll work on clothes and stuff another time. So here comes the color blocking, and this is where most of the problem was. I was having so much trouble figuring out the shades of her skin because she had freckles, so it was kind of hard to, because of the texture, it was kind of hard to tell where it was lighter and where it was darker on some parts of her face. I could kind of get the general idea, but I was really guessing for a lot of it. And notice there's this really desaturated shadow on her cheekbone and on the left side of her face, and then this really saturated brown on the other sections. I don't know if that's really accurate, but that's kind of what I was getting from the portrait, and that kind of really confused me, this interplay between the desaturated and the saturated. But that's the feel that the reference was giving off, and I don't know if I pulled it off well. I mean, I did get, someone said they saw it and they thought it looked so realistic, and I was like, really? I was like, okay. Maybe that's because of the colors that it had, Opening up the reference to look at it again, I feel like I desaturated the base color that I chose for her skin. I desaturated that a little bit too much. I think it should have had a bit more of a yellow hue to it. That may have helped me figure out the skin a little bit more. And here begins the rendering phase, which should be the most satisfying part of this, but it became the most frustrating for me because the colors just weren't playing well together for me, I think. I think my lack of color theory knowledge really shows through here. Maybe I need to study that more to kind of understand how the light plays with the skin, what colors should be created, I think if I had maybe had more knowledge there, maybe I'd be able to see the skin tones were not as desaturated as I thought they were. There is this habit of artists, or artists in general, when you're just starting out, beginner artists, we kind of exaggerate what we see oftentimes. So I think that's what happened. I saw this picture compared to all the others I've been doing is a little bit more desaturated than others. The background is desaturated and her clothes, and I kind of took it to an extreme on her skin. And I feel like I kind of was adjusting that as I was going along, you know, as I was putting in some of the shadows. They're definitely more saturated. You can see they're more brown tint to it. It's not as gray. So I think as I was drawing and looking at it and observing, I was kind of figuring it out, but I still didn't know why I was doing what I was doing. I was just kind of copying the reference. I wasn't really understanding, which I think is a problem. Now that I'm looking back on it, it's a really good exercise, I think, for me to look back at this and I guess analyze what I was doing and what I was thinking at the time, and kind of learning from it. At this point, the skin is pretty much rendered and I hate it. I feel like this video is so negative, but it's just how I felt about it, how I feel about it now, you know. Looking back at it, I'm still not very happy with it. Even the lips, like as I was doing the lips, I was trying to, you know, keep the shading close to the reference, but there's not much contrast in mine, I think. Maybe you needed more contrast. And now we're finally doing the eyes. Even the eyes were very simple in the way I did it. I don't remember, did I do the eyelashes? I hope I did the eyelashes, I can't remember now. I must have, because it looks terrible right now. I had a happy accident on the eyelid. I actually completely forgot about smoothing that out and blending it. I just left it by accident. I totally forgot about it, but I liked it by the end of it. By the time I reached the end, because after you do the eyelashes, it's kind of hard to fix the eyelids because you're gonna end up painting over the eyelashes and you're gonna have to do it over. And I just hate having to do it over, even though it's not a big deal. But at that point, I was like, oh, I didn't blend that out. Looks kind of cool, and I kept it. All right. There's the neck, and I feel like I should have darkened the neck up there. I can see like this really bright spot right under her chin. That's not right. Hopefully I fix it later. I'm not sure if I do. But now we're doing the hand, and at first when I did the hand, I think I did it way too desaturated. Again, this is me exaggerating what I think I see in the picture. I mean, I wonder if it has to do with my two monitors, because I have different color calibration on each of the monitors. I tried calibrating them to make them match, but they're just, I don't know what's wrong with them. But what that has caused is when I have my reference on one monitor and I'm drawing in the other monitor, it kind of, I get different colors in the end. That, like, if I'm looking at the reference on the same monitor with my picture, they're different colors. So if you notice, like looking at the references compared to my pictures, that one is less saturated than the other, that's probably why. I just need to get a new pair of like exact monitors. I need to have two of the same monitors so I can have the colors the same. Or if there's a way to fix it, I have no idea. But let me not blame the tools. All right, I think we're moving on to the hair now. Or no, never mind, clothes. Yeah, so I kept it pretty minimalistic, I think, on the clothes. I just used like a textured brush to get some basic shading, basic depth to the piece. That was pretty much it. And then I went into Photoshop and got me some freckles, which I really didn't spend that long on. I was getting kind of frustrated with the texture brushes. This is why I don't really use texture brushes. I feel like it looks too monotonous, not organic, and I rather like draw them individually. But I'm not gonna draw freckles individually on her face, so I did the freckle brush. I think I lightened the opacity a little bit and just called it there. And now we're on to the hair. At this point, I was really experimenting with what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure how I was gonna approach this. I started off with using my regular hair brush, as I did up top. I put it down and hated it, and then I went to just drawing individual hairs. I did like really thin strands at first, and I didn't like it, and I thickened up the brush a bit and I was like, okay, I'll go with this. And that's what I ended up doing. Just like crazy strands of hair at the edges to just give it some body. And that really is all I did. I didn't really do much else to it, but I was happy with it. I mean, as happy as it could be, considering I wasn't happy with the piece overall. But yeah, this is it. Hope you like it. If you do, be sure to leave a comment down below, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing your comments below. I look forward to meeting you. If you don't already know, I stream on Twitch. So if you want to check me out, you want to see me draw these in real time, see me frustrate over it, or if you just want to chat with me and have some fun, feel free to check me out on Twitch. My link is twitch.tv/IamNiki. Link will be in the description below. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.